buy that for $1.
Maybe, maybe a guy will have a baby. You never know.
Well,
Possible.
well, speaking of people having babies, Kevin, we got another headline. We can get into some TV reviews now.
Let's do it.
Who's having a baby, Kevin?
Space
is it a girl?
Space witches are having babies. Oh, okay. So I don't have a headline for this one, but the Acolyte.
I don't either.
The Acolyte. We were talking a bit about that before we got started on the show. That's a very interesting Star Wars program.
Very interesting Star Wars program. That is the nicest thing I've heard anybody say about this fucking show.
Like, I watched the 3 episodes today, and yeah, like the first 2 episodes, I'm like, okay, this is okay. This is generic, but it's okay. Like, everybody's uniforms look exactly the same. Like, or the costumes are all pretty much uniform. They look exactly the same, and they're all very clean, just different sizes.
Right.
And then they get into episode 3 where you're kind of like, well, this isn't bad. It's just not Star Wars. Meh. Okay. So yeah, it was very weird. They bring witches into Star Wars, and I'm kind of like, I heard people saying, "Oh, space witches." I'm like, okay, is this like where Falcon and Winter Soldier had that whole conversation about the Jedi being space wizards? They just don't have hats. They've got beards, but no hats. And it's like, well, okay, maybe they're taking a play off of that, and people are just joking about that. And like, no, it's really witches. They're people that know how to use the Force, but they're witches who run away from persecution because people who also don't know what the Force is think that their power is unnatural and dark. So they flee from persecution. And they've managed to utilize the Force to impregnate one of themselves. And they have twins that way. And those twins have natural ability to use the Force, which is kind of basically saying anybody can do what Darth Plagueis did, or Darth Plagueis did.
Or tried to do.
Yeah.
Well, no, he did it. He had Anakin. But it really kind of, to me, makes Anakin seem less special. Or like they're trying to make Anakin less special. Nothing's going to make Anakin less special in my eyes. That's just the way that is. But like this new stuff doesn't really give the honor that it should to its source material, I think. And then it just did. Then the show kind of got weird from there, making the Jedi out to be fascists in a way. It's like, they're taking kids. Okay, I didn't care for it as much.
Yeah.
That's well, it's like the twins. They're kind of playing it off as, oh, this is the good side, this is the bad side. You know, the light and dark,
the yang.
yang. But in Clone Wars, I'm kind of wondering if they're hinting towards that too, where the Force itself had like the father figure, and then he had 2 children, and one was the good side and one was the bad side. I'm kind of wondering if they're playing off that a little bit. It seems like it, but it's not working as well as what I think they were hoping people would interpret.
Maybe. And again, all of episode 3 was a flashback for the most part. So I mean, it was a whole missed episode as far as what we missed from last episode.
Yeah, they're kind of jumping around a little bit with the way they're structuring the show.
Yeah, because the first episode, Carrie Ann Moss, someone dies within the first 5 minutes, so everyone was like, "Oh, they did her dirty," and hated it instantly. That's not the end of her.
No.
But that is the end of her character at that point. But it's I don't think it's worth the reviews that it's getting. Like, it's gotten like a 3.6 I saw at one point. It's not that bad, but it's certainly not that good either. Like, there's a scene where the space witches are having a baptism for the twins, basically, and this woman is laughing awkwardly. Like every time they're talking about shit, and the mother of the coven is talking about how they were almost extinct. And it's like, you look at this lady and it actually shows her laughing as everyone's super duper solemn, and the chick next to her is like, fuck, bitch, read the room, shut the fuck up.
Grow some horns, bitch.
Grow some horns.
No, that's the other one.
The horny one.
Mother horny.
Mother horny.
I don't know. I guess I'll finish watching it just because I started it.
You're gonna make me tune in, aren't you?
You made me watch
I haven't seen
it.
I didn't make you watch it. I asked if you guys wanted to watch it.
That told us you wanted us to watch it.
Yeah.
That was not some passive aggressive thing. I know Kevin was talking earlier on a trailer.
We should talk
review,
about this. Has
I
anybody
wanna
watched
watch
this?
I wanted to just talk about like people's reactions to it. And Kevin's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go watch it." So, like, it's fine. I'm not a fan of what they're doing with this show, and I haven't watched a second of it other than the trailers, and just based on what other people are saying, I'm not missing anything. And I'm hearing enough and seeing enough footage as people are playing these clips back in their own videos without talking over the clips, and just seeing these clips even out of context. I'm like, this is not my Star Wars. And
Oh, sorry.
And that, yeah, gatekeeping, I don't give a shit. Like, this is Disney Star Wars, everybody. They are doing their own game. They're running their own game the way they want to. They're not Marvel, and they're not even trying to pivot. This feels like they're doubling and tripling down on this shit. I didn't watch Obi-Wan. I didn't watch Boba Fett. I hear I've dodged a complete bullet on Boba Fett. Never watched Mando season 3 because, quite frankly, it didn't interest me after season 2. And beyond that, it's like, yeah, I've seen Andor, I've seen Mando, I've seen the stupid fucking movies, especially Rise of Skywalker. Like, it's just not, this don't work for me anymore. I'm just going to stick with the original trilogy, the prequel trilogy. I know, Justin, you sent us a message. We will get back to that. I saw that before we went live on our stream. But I can't with this show. Like, you're calling the Force a thread, and all I think is like all the jokes I'm hearing otherwise, and all I can think is like, you keep talking about tampon jokes, and all I think is like, it's just missing beads on the thread because it's a set of anal beads. But, and that's what this show is doing to Star Wars fans. They're basically telling everybody, Anakin is not special. This could have been done a number of times. Palpatine sucked. Everybody else sucks. And screw everybody. We're going to do forced lesbianism and forced scissoring and forced fisting, and we're going to create a new kid.
Lesbians in space.
The power of lesbianism compels you.
Yeah. I myself am a lesbian in a man's body, so I can't help that. I could say that.
And we just got canceled.
No. No. But even the backgrounds, I've been watching, I was looking at the backgrounds, and usually Star Wars has beautiful, well-detailed backgrounds. They're not that great. It's like,
you guys were telling me it looks fucking cheap. So.
Yeah, it was like slapped together quick. And I even well, maybe my internet's a little slow, so I rewound it and tried it again. And I'm like, no, it's just that bad.
$180 million budget for 8 episodes.
Wow. They get 20 million and Disney keeps the rest for themselves,
Hey, Kevin calls it an insurance scam. I wouldn't doubt if that's not accurate or not.
Yeah.
Is
like, who the fuck's getting all this money? Where's it going? Like, it makes no sense. Also, the Dragon has the same budget and it looks like 1,000 times fucking better. And I keep making the comment in like other people's streams, like, I wish my favorite shows had a budget like this. They look fucking great. Stargate SG-1, Farscape, Battlestar Galactica remake, Shit,
Yeah.
give us a real new goddamn Star Trek with Ronald Moore. And with that kind of budget, fucking shit would be dope. Jesus Christ. God.
MST wouldn't have to worry about season 14.
No.
They'd be on season 24 at that point.
Yep.
But anyway,
Season 25, I would say at that rate.
yeah, for that price.
Hey, crowdfunding no longer needed, everybody.
Yeah.